Aloha, Michelle with Blossom Inner Wellness here again. And I want to share with you about the programming that we've been programmed to not like ourselves. And that actually is completely disempowering of who we truly are and the magic and power that we have to create our world and to create our life. So I want you to, I invite you to start to think about your life and the movies you've watched and news that you've watched and articles that you've read and things like that. The movies, for one, especially for women, they show materialism, and you need this bag, these shoes, wear looking like this thinness, to be worth anything, to be worthy, to feel beautiful. And so much of that is designed to have you thinking that there's something to fix about yourself, that there's something wrong with you. If you're not making a certain amount of money and having a certain type of lifestyle, you're not good enough. And if you don't look a certain way and have a certain size pants to fit into, no one's going to love you. Things like that. And this comes from the movies that are put out there, the things in the news that they show, and definitely it's all programming. There's a reason why the television is called programs. These are your programs. That's because they are programming your mind to think a certain way. So I invite you to just consider, this doesn't have to be your truth, but just explore the possibility that there's nothing wrong with you and there's nothing to fix. And that the emotions that you have and the feelings that you have about yourself are that you can actually integrate any feeling that you have that you're not worthy, that you're not good enough, that you're not lovable, that you're not beautiful, that you don't have to even fix that part about yourself. That when you feel into that feeling and you just notice, this is a human feeling. All this feeling is a frequency. It's just an energy. It's not true. It's just a frequency in my body that my body has been used to feeling over and over again about myself. And this is the practice I do. Putting your hands on your heart, feeling into that frequency, feeling into that that feeling, oh, my body's not looking good enough these days, or whatever it is, whatever that is the feeling. Oh, why did I do that? I wish I wouldn't have done that, or I wish I would have said this. As I breathe into that feeling of making myself wrong, judging myself, and I'm not going to fix it. I'm not going to make it wrong for it being there, or right, or good, or bad, or trust it, or even believe it. It's just a feeling. So I'm feeling into this frequency that I'm not enough, that I'm not good enough. And I breathe into the feeling. This is only frequency. That's all this is. It doesn't mean it's true about me. It doesn't mean it's who I am. It's just a frequency. So I breathe into the frequency and I let it be in my body. And when you breathe into it, you start to integrate it. You start to integrate it into your body. And when you start to integrate it, it starts to dissolve. When you believe it, or you think, how can I fix this? I don't like this feeling. What starts to happen is it goes into a pattern of who you are. And the thoughts then start to be created from that feeling of I'm not good enough. But you just feel into this feeling, feel into this frequency, not making it right or wrong or good or bad. Just letting it be in your body, because it has been programmed to be there. It has been programmed to be in your body that you're not enough and that you're not good enough. And then it starts to dissolve. And what's happening right now in the world is that we are actually, things that have been programmed are coming to light, and we're getting to see it. We're getting to see it. And if you are confused about the way the world is and what is happening in the world, I invite you to consider, just consider, doesn't have to be true for you, but just consider the possibility that the way you think the world is not truly the what should be happening or what can be happening for us to really live our most amazing lives on the planet. And then what is being revealed and shown to us, many people don't want to even consider the possibility that the things we have been taught are not true, like the way the school systems are and how they're designed to actually create factory workers. That's why the bell rings every hour. That's why they move subjects. It's not the way the brain works. The brain doesn't go from math to English to social studies. The brain goes to connection, to being in relationship with whatever it is that you're doing. And then what happens is then there's a natural transition to another subject. It's like when you're having a conversation with someone that's flowing really well and you guys are really enjoying each other. You know, you don't just stop midstream of the conversation and then move to another topic. There's actually a natural flow of that conversation. It goes, you're talking, then that person shares, then you share, and you feel when it's your turn to share, when it's your time to share. And you feel when it's their time to share. And then you feel, and you don't even notice you're doing this. This happens naturally because this is part of being human. Then you feel when now it's time to move on to another subject. That's the way the brain is designed to work. It's a flow. It's an energy field. See, we walk through energy. This empty space around me is not empty. This is a frequency field that I'm walking through. And this frequency field is in every single cell of my body. It's in everything. There's nothing it's not. It's in the cells of the trees. It's in the in the plants behind me. It's in the sofa I'm sitting on. This frequency is everywhere. It connects all of us. And we feel into it, especially when we're in relationship. When you're in a relationship with people, you actually are having two conversations, one with your mouth and your thoughts and your words, but another with your frequency field, with your energy. You can actually feel that person. And you can actually feel this person likes me, this person doesn't like me. You can actually feel you're having two conversations, energy-wise, frequency, and thoughts and words. So I invite you to explore giving yourself permission to stop making yourself wrong or right or thinking there's something to fix about yourself. And when you're feeling a lower frequency, when you're feeling a lower vibration, breathe into it, accept it, let it be there, and see what happens for you. See what happens for you. What is happening right now with the world is heavy. And a lot of people don't want to see or be open to the possibility that everything that they've been taught isn't right and isn't true. But I invite you to consider, just consider, it doesn't have to be true for you, that we're so much more than we've been taught. We're so much more than what we think of as this world of having a 9-to-5 job. Most people don't even like it. That's called a slave, ending their retirement at 65. And then their golden years, when their health is down because the food that they've been eating isn't of the highest frequency and of the highest nutrient value, which is also designed that way for a reason. I want you just to consider the possibility of this. And I know it's heavy and it breaks my heart. But what we are is so much more powerful than that. Who we are in the world, the frequency of who we are is magical. This human body is a miracle walking. I can't remember how many systems in the body, endocrine system, nervous system, cardiovascular system, nervous system, so many systems in the body that we have. And this body is a miracle. And to trust in man is really scary versus trusting in God and trusting in a higher presence, a higher source, infinite intelligence of move, the same infinite intelligence is moving the sun across the sky, running the tides in the ocean, growing the plants in the soil. Man doesn't know how to do this. This is God. This is energy. This is frequency. And we are part of this frequency. When we die, this body will return to the earth. And we are in a synergistic relationship with these plants behind me. I breathe, I exhale carbon dioxide. They breathe it in. They exhale oxygen for me to breathe. That's by design, because we are one. We are part of this. So it's time to start getting in touch with ourselves, honoring ourselves, not making ourselves right or wrong or good or bad, honoring the trauma that each one of us has experienced and collectively together, because we do have PTSD from the past few years. We have this fear now that's ingrained in us of connecting with each other. Oh, I don't want to, I shouldn't touch that person. I don't want to hug that person. I'm going to get sick, or I could possibly get sick and die. You know, that's not who we're meant to be. That's not why we're on this planet. So I invite you just to acknowledge yourself first. Don't need to fix yourself. There's nothing wrong with you. Breathe into all the feelings you're having. Know that it's just a part of your human experience. It's just a part of being human. Breathe into it. Let yourself be okay to be you. It'll start to raise your frequency up. And that's all. That's the only practice to do. Just explore that. I know it's a scary time when in the things that I'm saying, it's like, Michelle, are you crazy? If I believe what you're saying, everything I've been taught in the whole world is not what I think it is. That's freaking scary. So don't think about that. Just think about yourself first. Start to acknowledge that or get curious that there's nothing wrong with you. There's nothing to fix about you. There's nothing you need to be better or to be lovable. Just you being you is enough. And breathe into that and see what starts to happen in your life. Much aloha, much love sent to you, much inner strength. We're going to get through this together. It's going to get okay. It's going to be okay. I promise. Much love.